Hi Countryside, it's Joe Smith, your general manager, and I'm here today with John Rogozensky.
Hi Joe.
John, good to have you on camera again.
Okay.
This is, we're starting our video series that's going to be related to Countryside 2.0 as we continue the development of the project and the design. And, we thought that kind of a good kickoff video for the project would be to talk a little bit about the space, both inside the clubhouse and outside the clubhouse, and what you can expect as a member in terms of how the space is going to change and expand. We've shared a ton of drawings and layouts and site plans, but John and the committee and I were talking a couple weeks ago, and we said, it's one thing to see it on paper, but let's try to get on camera out in these areas and visually kind of explain which walls are moving and how some of this space is going to change.
Right.
So,
See, I'm a visual person, Joe. So to me, seeing something is going to be going to help us understand what it's going to look like, and I'm sure many members will appreciate knowing the dining room and the Four Seasons room and the Lakeview Lounge today, what our vision is as to what it's going to look like.
That's
so
right.
That'll help sort of cement the ideas of where we're going with this new plan.
And I also think when we talk about space and square footage and seating, I think this is a good opportunity for us to kind of point out how much those areas flex from event to event.
Right.
So that's kind of one of the things we're looking to get across in this video. As I mentioned, this is the first of many as we really start the construction, finish up the design, get into construction, and roll out this next chapter of Countryside. So
okay, let's go out to the dining room, Lakeview Lounge area, and start our visual tour.
We'll take a walk out there. Okay, so here we are in the main dining room, and as you can see, we've got the Four Seasons room behind us, the far end of the dining room over to this way. And John, tell me a little bit about what some of the changes
what's going to happen. Yeah, so the Four Seasons room is going to remain essentially as is with a sort of the footprint. We're just going to remove that hardwood floor and put in carpet to match the carpet in the dining room. The dining room space, if you look at this corner right here, that's what we call the north wall. That's going to be kicked out about 20 feet. It's going to give us enough space for a whole new set of tables in that area, which is going to help square off the dining room and the Four Seasons room. So it'll be one contiguous space. It'll give us enough space to service all of our members during normal dinner hours during the year. And for special events, if we need to, we can expand. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, and also with that is, one of the things we're challenged with, as many of you know, when we do events, if you're seated in the back of the room and we have entertainment over here or dancing in this part, you really don't feel like you're part of the party. So kind of pushing this wall out is going to open up this whole area. Yep. The other thing too that will change out here is the Seaside Bar.
Right.
Essentially it goes away and gets enclosed for kitchen space.
Yeah, I know. As an older member here, I've had many cocktails at the Seaside Bar. That's going away, and that's going to be an integral part of the new kitchen. So that's going to go away. That wall will continue right down to the main lobby. But we need that space for our expanded kitchen area, which is really important.
That's right. And then obviously out here, everything's going to be changed in terms of aesthetics. We'll have new finishings to the ceiling. Right. All the trim work and woodwork are going to be upgraded and enhanced. And then we'll walk out back and talk about that area and kind of how that end of the dining room is going to change. But you can see how this is going to give us more flexibility just opening this space up.
We'll have room for entertainment. We'll have a dance floor and enough space for our wait staff to really service our customers with any demand here in the dining room. That's really the plan, is to make it operationally a lot more efficient than what we have today.
That's right. And I mean, today's a good example. If you look at, we're set up for a buffet. We've got the men's member guests today. This room changes almost on a daily basis, sometimes multiple times a day in terms of how we use it. So we're really not always so focused on seating counts, more so as space and how it's laid out and what kind of flexibility that gives us. Should we go over to the Atrium and kind of talk about that area, Lakeview Lounge?
So that's exciting.
Yeah, let's walk over there. Okay, so here we are in the atrium.
Yep.
Obviously, we've got the Lakeview Lounge behind us here. There's going to be some big changes in this area.
Big changes.
Again, all related to keeping this space flexible, opening it up, brightening it up, more airy. Tell me a little bit about what's going to change in here.
So one of the big changes here when you enter the clubhouse from the main door is this wall, which separates the lobby from the atrium area. We're taking down that entire wall, and we're not going to put tables in here on a normal day's operation. So members, when they come in, will have a clear, unobstructed view from the lobby right through the atrium over to the ninth green. And we might even dress up the landscaping around the green, eventually make it even more attractive. That's a big plus.
That's going to let so much natural light into this area, into the lobby too. It's just going to be incredible.
Right.
So, and I think what a lot of members don't realize is this was actually an exterior space originally. You know, if you noticed, the wall between the lounge or the lobby and the atrium is a stucco wall.
Right.
So removing that, I think, is just going to just enhance this whole area.
Yep.
How about the Lakeview Lounge and kind of this area through here?
The Lakeview Lounge is probably going to have the most change that members are going to notice. The roof that, ceiling that you look at when you're in there now, that completely goes away. We're going to have a vaulted roof and ceiling system that's going to be replacing that. It's going to continue to an outside space. We're calling that the terrace dining. The walls are going to be expanded on the west side and towards the putting green. So we're going to have a lot more space in there. We're going to have a circular bar, which is going to seat approximately 28 members at a time. So that space is going to have a lot more lightness to it. It's going to open up, and I think it's going to be the go-to location for most members once we have this finished.
Yeah. One of the things I've gotten questions on is the outdoor space that's going to be off of the Lakeview Lounge. That is undercover.
That is undercover, that's right. We're calling that the terrace dining. There's going to be special doors that will open, so when having inclement weather, we can close them, but it will be undercover. Most likely they'll be either screened or something, so it'll be a nice place to have a nice meal. And the dining there will be business casual or golf casual. Be a nice place to have an evening out.
Excellent. Anything else we want to mention on this? I mean, this change is going to be dramatic and just...
Yes, it is. And
it feels like a cave today.
That's right, exactly. And there's going to be a nicer space. It's going to be wide open. It's going to be bright and airy. New seating, new decor. So it's really going to be an exciting place.
Awesome. Should we go out behind the club and talk a little bit about, because it's going to be dramatic back there also. All right, let's go there.
Okay.
Okay, so this is another familiar area for everyone, I'm sure. You can see we're out behind the club in a space that we've called the event lawn.
Right.
Since the golf course renovation, but this is going to change dramatically.
Yes.
So what can we expect out here?
Well, talk about, we were at the lounge area and the terrace dining. So this area will be terraced quite a bit lower than the terrace dining area, so people will have unobstructed views out of the lounge. And it's going to be a combination of areas that will have soft seating, potentially fire pits, and then landscaping to define unique, smaller sitting areas for members to enjoy. Most likely to have a cocktail or just have some fun.
Maybe some appetizers.
Potentially some appetizers, right.
So it's going to kind of, looking at the site plan, it's going to kind of flow along the back of the club. And most of that seating is open air.
That's right.
And we'll have like some umbrellas and just different styles of seating, some outdoor couches and soft type seating.
Right, that'll evolve over time. We'll see what we start out with, and as members want some additional seating, we can sort of change the seating arrangements.
Yeah.
It's easy enough to do.
We picked up this space as part of the golf course renovation, and again, what you guys have been able to come up with to make use of this is just going to be incredible out here.
Right.
Incredible. So tell me a little bit about this end. This is probably one of the biggest changes that we're going to see, this end of the building.
That's what we call our pool, cafe, and bar.
Yeah.
It extends right off the main dining room. And that's going to be another brand new space with another circular bar seating about 28 seats. And that's going to extend out and maybe with a step or two is going to go into the new pool area, which is going to essentially take the place of where the Golf View building currently is now. So that's a brand new space. We're excited about that. and that's going to be very casual. So come there, after you're swimming or after you play bocce or tennis or around the golf. That'll be a place to have a nice casual meal. And our vision is operationally that'll probably have a different menu. So people can have a couple of cocktails or a beer and a different, easier menu that Chef Jay can prepare out of his new expanded kitchen.
Yeah, more resort type feel,
Yes.
casual. Everything out there is going to be plasticware because we are around the pool, but it'll be nice,
Yep.
Upgraded plastic, and it's really just going to be a nice casual setting. I've had some residents say, well, we're eliminating the seaside bar, but we are picking up this area, which is going to be open year round. It'll be available, extended hours, and really, I think it's going to be incredible.
Yeah, and we didn't talk a lot about the kitchen. We've talked about that in the past, but with the new kitchen design, Chef Jay is going to have 3 cooking areas, and one of them is dedicated to the pool, cafe, and bar area.
right.
So there'll always be an opportunity to get a meal out there, even if there's a special event going on in the main dining room. And that we don't have that luxury right now, which is really a big plus.
Right. It's probably the biggest challenge we have. We didn't mention it while we were inside, but I just do want to touch on that. With the demolishing the Golf View building, we are adding off of the Lakeview Lounge a private dining area that will replace the use of that building. So meeting space, card players,
Right.
Private dinners, that will be the added off of the Lakeview Lounge.
That's right. That's right.
So excellent. Well, I hope this was helpful. I think it was. As always, if there's questions out there, we've got a great committee led by Mike McDonald. There's representation from every area in Countryside.
That's right.
Lots of expertise on the committee, and John, you were a part of this from the beginning. You were the chair of the master plan committee, so you have the essential history of how we got from there, about 14, 16 months ago.
Longer than that, 2 years ago.
2 years
Right.
ago, yeah, to where we are today. So feel free to reach out to anyone on the committee. Check the website for updates. We're posting all of the updates and monthly status reports related to the project on the club website. And we're excited. I think it's going to be awesome.
Yep.
The next series of videos, we're really going to start talking about the transition to our temporary operating plan and what members can expect in terms of 12 months of those very different
Right.
operations.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
So excellent. Well, thanks for the time today.
You're welcome.
And Countryside, we'll see you around the club real soon.
All right.